Hi everybody, I hope that you're having a nice week. So I was watching this Spanish conference the other day, and this guy, brilliant guy, was actually sharing this concept that I'm going to be developing on today's episode, which is, and this is an analogy, if you don't want more coffee, stop asking for coffee. So what does it mean? See guys, we are having all these situations in our lives that we actually don't like, and they keep repeating, they keep coming up, and we just don't know why this is happening, okay? So this is an analogy to say, if you don't want the universe to keep bringing you those experiences that you don't like, stop asking for those experiences. Okay, so I know that most of you are going to think, and you're right, I am not asking for this, I am not asking for, to have all these bills that I can pay. I am not asking for having this partner that is not treating me well. I am not asking for this friend betraying me. I am not asking for the house to keep having all these repairs. I am not asking for any of this, and I get it, guys, but here's the thing. From an unconscious perspective and from an energy perspective, you are. So I'm going to share with you how you are doing it, how I am doing it, because I am not an exception, so I am doing this as well. So one of the things, guys, is the story that you are telling about what's going on with that situation. So really pay attention to this. See, when you are talking to your friend, okay, what is it that you are sharing with your friend? So pay attention to that, because this is actually why you keep in this loop of attracting more coffee. What do I mean by this? So let's say that a pattern or a situation that you keep seeing in your life, like it keeps coming up, it keeps coming up, it keeps coming up, is a friend of you betraying you, right? Or maybe someone from your work betraying you. So this is the situation, betrayal. Now, when you are explaining this to someone, what do you say? Because if you keep saying what you have been saying all this time, during all these years, like, oh, you know what? This friend or this person has betrayed me. And this is not the first time, because the other person did that, and the other person did that, and the other person did that. And 5 years ago, and in my childhood, right? Pay attention to this, because since you are explaining the same within the same context, this is like an energy thing for the universe to think more of the same. I'm just going to keep, giving to this person more of the same, okay? So why would you need to do differently? You would need to see another perspective with the same situation. Why another perspective? Because guys, this is what you haven't been doing so far, okay? So we think, our ego, our minds, that we have the solution, we know why, this is the explanation. Our brain and our ego loves linking all these situations, giving an explanation. But guys, yes, this has been the reality, but this doesn't have to be the truth. Remember that there are lots of sides, lots of perspectives within the same situation. Like if you and I are actually seeing someone singing on the street, I am going to perceive this experience different than you are, okay? So, but this is the thing, because this is only you, the one living over and over the betrayal, and there are no more people being able to share more with you, you are trapping yourself within the story. And you have given already an explanation, and maybe there is even an emotional charge. Okay? So the different perspective would allow you to see more of the truth of that situation. Like maybe that friend wasn't actually betraying you. Maybe that friend had, I don't know, another situation in their life and they behaved the way they did, but this wasn't, a betrayal. This was something else. But that's the thing, you can see it, okay? And why you can see it, or why is this difficult for you to see? Because you have also all your life experience, and you have also all these limiting beliefs that maybe are unconscious, maybe they are not even yours, that don't allow you to live this loop. So you keep just repeating the same, explaining the same to everyone, and even if you stop doing it, because you might think, okay, I'll stop talking, I'll stop sharing, it doesn't matter, because if you keep repeating the same within you, you are going to get the same again. You keep asking for coffee. Okay? So what would you be asking for instead? People who are loyal. Okay? But you don't have access to that. You don't have access to that energy stream because you are caught up on this loop. Okay? I'll tell you at the end of this video how we can get out of this loop, okay? But let me share this before with you, because if you don't know, like I didn't know what you are doing, you can't do anything about that. So the next thing, you are judging what you are living, okay? Now, I thought that judging meant this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. And that judgment. Well, let me share this with you. It's not only that. Any questions that you are asking about that situation, it's judging too. For example, why is this happening to me? Again, how can I fix this? Because if you are asking this, it means that it's not okay the way that it is, okay? Or should I do something different about this? Shouldn't I do it? When is this going to change? Who can help me to solve this? All these thoughts, guys, are judgment. So you want to pay attention to that. Okay, you don't try to change it. I'm just saying, pay attention to this. The other thing, you tell yourself that you are living the same situation again. Okay? If you pay attention to, what you are living, it's not the same situation. I mean, overall, you are kind of looking at your day, looking at your experience, and it feels like it is the same, maybe because this is causing the same emotions, okay? So this is what you think. But guys, just look at life itself. Every instant is different. So obviously, you are not living the same again. Okay, you are living something very similar to other experiences that you have lived before, but you are not the same. Okay, so pay attention to that as well, because the mind, the brain is actually wired to find all these experiences that are going to confirm that you are right in thinking what you are thinking. So it's like this filter, and it's trained to see what what you have trained it to see. Okay, like, because you don't want to suffer, so you have given to your brain unconsciously, okay, not consciously, or maybe yes, to look out for these potential situations that could cause you pain. Why? Because you want to avoid it. Because this is not comfortable to feel. So you will look for all these situations that don't feel good potentially, that are negative potentially, in order to not feel, bad, to not experience the same again. So your brain is not wired, or not for most of us, to find, things that are actually supporting other things that are going well. Because the first thing is survival. Okay, so you want to avoid all these situations, you want to survive. So you won't be looking for the good things, for the differences in your day. You will look for the same things. So the experience is not the same. You are not the same. It's not the same day. It's not the same temperature outside. Maybe you are not even living in the same place. Maybe it's not even the same place where this is happening. So really pay attention to all this. And maybe I could suggest you to start a journal and writing things that are actually going good, okay, or going in the direction of what you would like to experience. I mean, with the example of betrayal, not everyone is betraying you. There are people who are not. Start paying attention to that, okay? Now, the other thing that keeps you asking for more coffee, that you don't fully feel the situation with the emotions and what all this is causing inside you, because it's uncomfortable. I get it, okay? I talk about this in other videos. I'm on this path too. So we don't want to feel those emotions, but that's the thing. Until we don't completely and fully feel the experience, this is not going away, guys. Okay, it's energy. This is not going away. It wants to be experienced by you and felt by you. So, and another thing is that maybe you don't even accept that you are not fully feeling the experience. Okay? And maybe you are not even aware of this story that you are telling yourself, like, yes, I have felt this before, I've ended up crying, and yeah, like, I have accepted this, right? No, a part of you, if you are 100% honest with yourself, hasn't, like, this part still doesn't want to get this deep and to fully feel that and to fully be like raw, and it takes time. I can tell you this, because sometimes you think, yeah, I have fully felt that, and then a few months later, or a few weeks later, or days later, even years later, when you're not even thinking in that experience, but maybe it comes to you for whatever, or you just remember, for whatever reason, you feel something different or something deeper than you felt before. Okay, this is what you had to feel, and you don't force yourself to feel it. Okay, you just allow yourself to feel it. But if you are still there, maybe this is another reason why you are still there. And another reason that I can share is if you keep praying or wishing for the opposite to happen, like please bring me more money, please let me win the lottery, please only this one thing that I want to manifest, please only bring me this, right? If you are doing this, and it's okay, I've done it too, you are asking for a place of lack. So if you are asking something to the universe, to whoever, from a place of lack, what do you think, energetically speaking, that is going to happen? Maybe you'll get it, but you won't get it fully, because you are asking from neediness. So you need to be before in a place of allowing, maybe abundance, in order for this to come to you. Because remember, guys, the world works within frequencies. Okay, so you can be in a frequency of lack and attracting, £1,000,000. This is the same as, for the sake of understanding what I mean, when you are planting carrots, okay, don't expect lemons, because you are planting carrots. Okay, so this is the mindset, this is the energy, this is the frequency. So as long as you are aware of this, even if you are taking action, it's the same. If you are taking action from this place within you that is needy, that is feeling lack, what you are going to be attracting, is going to be more of the same, because this is the energy that you are projecting outside. So now, what can you do in order to stop asking for more coffee? Okay, like, now I want a milkshake, okay, so the first thing that you need to do, this is my suggestion, this is from my experience, is being aware. Aware of what? Well, aware of that this is what I'm doing just now. So you actually have this negative experience that keeps repeating, okay, the betrayal, and the first thing that you do is, you just call your friend and you just tell your friend, oh my God, listen, this has happened to me again. Why this is happening to me again? I really trusted this person, and so and so. Well, be aware that this is what you are doing. Just be aware that this is what you are doing, because only by being aware, this is going to cause a huge difference, because you are going to be able to see yourself doing it, and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm asking for coffee again. Okay, I'm asking for coffee again. I realize that. So that's the first thing. You need to be aware that this is not you. Okay, so what do I mean by this is that you are feeling all these feelings of disappointment, sadness, anger, fear, because this has happened to you many times before, so you fear that this is going to happen to you again. So you pay attention to all these emotions, you feel all these emotions, because this is what you do. You just feel them, you don't judge them if you can. Okay, I'm not saying that you need to do it this way, okay, but remember, if you keep judging, this is where you are at. Okay, and then you realize that none of this is you. Remember that we have been talking about observing from the outside the situation, so something like that. Maybe you would like to watch Lori Ladd. I love Lori Ladd, so check on her YouTube channel, because she explains all this very beautifully, and the acceptance, all that. So she's really good. Please check Lori Ladd. So you observe yourself feeling all these emotions, but then you know that you are not any of these emotions. You are not any of these emotions. Now, how do you know that? So you know that with the next point that I wanted to share, which is being present in the moment. And regardless if you are understanding of what I'm saying or not, this is your mind, and it has to be experienced and felt by you. So I would suggest that you try meditation, or that you try breathing exercises, or that you try just going out in nature, and you are just with yourself in the present moment. Okay, sometimes this is difficult because your brain will keep telling you, oh, but look at what this did to you, look, look, and it's really impossible, to leave this. Observe that as well. So just observe all these thoughts, and eventually they just dissipate. Okay, so now you try to be with you just now, wherever you are. Okay, so let's see that you are just breathing. You just tune into your breathing. This is the easiest, and maybe for me the most efficient things to do. At least this works for me. So pay attention to your breathing, and then you just start dropping into your body. There is this breathing exercise. It's actually really good for anxiety, and it's good as well if you have sleeping problems. It's called 4-7-8. There are lots of videos on YouTube, so please check that. And you start practicing this. The moment that you really drop into your body and you are only paying attention to the breathing or the meditation, whatever you are practicing, but you are just with yourself, and this actually feels really empowering, because I promise all of a sudden all these thoughts are not there, and that situation that is causing you all this trouble is not there either. None of this is there. It's just you and you, just breathing, just feeling you. And then you realize that what you really are is this just now, and it feels like peace, and it feels like that you are a lot more than where you were thinking just a few minutes ago. You do realize that you were being like this small when you are, all this. You do realize that, and you realize that all that was just coming from the brain, not to diminish the brain or anything, but it feels that it's really a small part compared to what you really are. And maybe you don't feel peace, maybe you feel something like even bigger, maybe you don't even have words to describe this, but really, when you are at this point and you start like getting all your energy back, and then you realize that your energy was running in that direction and into that person and into that situation, you start feeling whole, you start feeling with yourself, you start feeling connected, and you feel very empowered, like truly empowered. But it takes doing all this, it takes practice. Don't expect to achieve this, on the first day if you have never practiced this before. It just takes practice, because, guys, like I've shared as well before, some of us have had the dissociation thing with ourselves. So fully being within us and fully feeling all this takes a while. So, but once you are there, it's when you realize, I am not the fear, I am not the worry, I am not the sadness. You do realize that you are none of that. At the same time that maybe you also realize that you are not any of these emotions, even if they feel positive or negative. You realize that you are none of them, but at the same time you kinda like embrace all of them. So you are none of them, you are all of them, but it doesn't have any charge. It doesn't have any charge. It's like even neutral, like transcendent, like transcending. Guys, I don't know if you get what I mean. I think you do. But again, this is practice. So don't believe me, just try this on your own. and tell me below on the comments how this is working for you, how you are feeling, how you are navigating this. But yeah, I don't want you to believe that you are none of what you are feeling just because, you can only know that when you have experienced that. And then there is something else, because when you do realize all this, then it's easier to be the observer of the situation. Then it's easier. It's something that even though you might want to start practicing, and it's going to work to some degree, okay, because this is bringing more consciousness and more awareness, this has to be felt and experienced by you. But you can start trying to see yourself from the outside, like if there was a camera on top of you and you were seeing yourself, like to me just now, oh, okay, so look, this is Marta, and Marta is recording this episode, and Marta is doing this, and Marta is doing that, guys. But sometimes this is difficult, especially depending on the attachments that we have. So just be, compassionate with yourself, and to have patience with all this process, because maybe this is a life-long process for some of us, and there are always levels within levels within levels. So yes, and the last thing that I could suggest, because this is going to help the brain as well to realize, this is different. When you see and your brain believes that this is different, then most likely energy-wise things are going to start changing as well. This is not your objective doing this, okay, because maybe you are going to keep having for a while the same situations, or they are going to keep repeating, okay, but it's most likely that they won't have the same intensity and that they won't repeat as frequently as they were happening before, because really you have been able to detach. Because what we are doing when we are judging, when we are telling the same story, all the things that I mentioned, is that we are attaching ourselves to them. And what does it happen when we attach ourselves to something? So when we are doing this, we are leaving someone else behind us. So who are we leaving behind us, guys? Well, ourselves. Okay? So this is why all the things, that I was sharing before could be helpful. But regarding, your outside, in order to start at least seeing some changes, you could actually start changing maybe one thing per week, or maybe one thing every 3-4 days, things in your house. So for example, if you have your toothpaste in your bathroom on your right hand side, you might want to change it to the left side, just to start seeing some physical changes in your reality, okay? So I hope that this was helpful, and I'm going to finish with this sentence from Byron Katie. If you don't know her, check her out too. She's wonderful, and she has all these beautiful exercises to be more and more aware of yourself. But one of the things that she says is, if you try to fight with reality, you are going to lose. You are going to lose, guys, because the reality is what it is, okay? So just accept that this is what's happening to you. Don't judge it. Cry if you have to cry. Try to be aware of all the things that I told you that you could be aware of. Check if the suggestions that I have given you in order to detach from it are helpful for you or could work for you. And I hope that the next time you get a smoothie and you don't get more coffee if you don't want to, okay guys? I hope that you have a lovely week. I love you.